Now we're going to go to the back side of the garden. Coming up with these flowers. It is hard, it's so impossible to have good flowers back here. The only thing that lasts is these type right here, so I might be filling it up with those. And you see the ginger shampoo looking beautiful throughout all the bushes. You can see them all up in the woods. All this whole thing is ginger shampoo. I'm gonna back up some and try to back up as far as I can so you could get a good picture of what it is. That whole area inside that white fence over there, all of that is ginger shampoo. That whole thing over there is ginger shampoo. And that's something that my dad planted. For you all who's new to the channel and not familiar with why my name is Kathy, but the name of my channel is Glory's Garden, it's because my father's name was Glory's. And these are things that he planted. So I felt like I was already coming into Glory's Garden. Here is that Asian leaf hibiscus. It has broken and I'm not interested in picking it up. I might harvest some of the leaves off of it, and that's probably about all I would do. Here's our mulberry trees, our dwarf mulberry trees. I did clip them down because they was yellowing so badly. I did clip them down. Now I can't say about these mulberry trees, they constantly need water. They need more water than I'm able to get out here and get them. So for it to have rain, I am so grateful just for their sake, because their leaves turn yellow in a minute if they don't get some rain every day. But I did cut them back. And what do we have here? Can y'all see that? Y'all can see these little things right here. Maybe we're getting some kind of berry. I don't know. And I see some down here as well. Garden with Stacy, if you watching, you tell me, because I know you the mulberry queen. You have all knowledge of all things mulberry. I do know that. So these are my two dwarf mulberry trees. And I did cut them back because they were growing up into the plum trees right here. I call them Japanese plum. Some call them plumquat, but we grew up calling them Japanese plums. And this is another Asian leaf hibiscus. These things are just getting tall. I haven't gotten rid of them in hopes that they maybe do something when it cools off a little bit. But as far as I know, they're summer plants. This is some black magic kale back here in this. Even though I have it covered, I'm still seeing worm damage. Still seeing damage. Something can get in here. You know, it's not sealed down because we're on the patio. But, you know, for it to be covered, something still can get in. The holes are tiny, but they're not, you know, they're not teeny tiny. But, you know, a moth fly can't get in there, you know. My rosemary, there was some arugula and stuff in there. They didn't do too great, so I planted it elsewhere. I have my ginger, it's growing. This is Peachy Patch, my peach trees. I did trim them down. They're through with their fruit for this year. And right behind me is the blueberry. And also the papaya tree. But these other four are blueberries. I'm not sure what type of blueberry they are because I lost the tag and all of that stuff. One is a southern. I know one is a pink lemon. Which one is which, I don't know. And here are some of my other seedlings that I have over here. I've just been keeping them covered. Look at the lizard. The lizard is just running. They're still small, so I don't know how these are going to do. But, you know, if I can't get them growing, I will replace them with some other seedlings. I definitely will. I will replace them. That tomato, that Roma tomato that I planted by seed, still growing, still producing tomatoes. I harvested about 4 or 5 tomatoes off of it the other day, and it's still growing, so I'm letting it stay. Sorry, I'm just pulling the cover off of them. But those are the blueberries and the papaya. My rose bush. Okay, here's my other stuff. I'm going to put these right here with my little harvest. This is my Barbados cherry right here. And this is my flowers. I did plant some calendula seeds in here. I see one coming up right there. This is the guava. We still have 3. It's getting a little big. We still have 3 on here. 1, 2, and 3 around here. Showing some good size. This is raspberry. She's not doing that great. Move Kaylani little vehicle out the way. And this is some cabbage here. Doing pretty good. Let me see what the name of this is. Cabbage. This is Bravo cabbage. It's Bravo cabbage. I'm going to be taking some of these out, but we only had one little piece that has been eaten on. Well, a few that's been eaten on. And I'm going to take 1 or 2 out just to make space, but those were small like the other seedlings that I have. Those were that small, and they're doing great. Doing great. This is the grapevine, black grapes, seeded. My little flower. Right here, that's the water barrel. People ask me, what is that big black thing? That's the water barrel. And then some calendula seeds I've dropped in there. Hopefully they'll grow up pretty. Give a little decoration over there. Some kale, blue curled kale right here. That's a turnip. That's just the flowers. No food plant in this one yet. My blackberry bushes right here. Y'all, and that's really the end of the garden tour. I took you down the front. We came back up the back way and we looked at everything around here. Okay, everything around here. Yeah, we started off at the front at the Citrus Grove. And we came all around and looked at all the front end. And then we came up the back and looked at all the fruit trees. The fruit trees are on the back part of the garden. So when I walk out my door, the first thing that I walk out to is all my fruit trees. During the summer, this is a beautiful sight. During the summer, this is a beautiful sight. But my daughter, we went to Lowe's yesterday, and she just felt that I needed another type of grape. So she got me another type of grape. Let me see what the name of this is. It's different than the one that I have. So if y'all could see that name. Katawa, I think that's what it is. So, and some of those plants that they had there, now some of the plants that they had at Lowe's, they're fruits. They fruit vine. The grapes, they had grapes on the vine. You know, I didn't get one of them that had grapes on the vine. I got one of the smaller pots that was a little cheaper. You know, she tried to buy me one big where it had some grapes on the vine. I told her, first of all, they about to be out anyway, and those, you could tell that tree would fruit, but the grapes was drying up, you know. So, but it did have grapes on the vine. They're letting you know that these things will produce. So, y'all, well, that's it. That's the end of this tour. This is an October tour, and it's the first time I actually did a tour in a while. I usually just do a bunch of updates, and I feel like once I've done an update, you don't really need a tour because you don't saw what the update was. But that's what's going on in the garden. We did our little tour. You've seen everything that we have going on. And the seeds that I did plant in the green stalk towers, a lot of those germinated. Some of them didn't. I'm not pressed about the ones that didn't germinate, because half of the ones that didn't germinate, it probably wasn't time. Because remember when I was planting those seeds, I said I like to experiment. So if I have a seed, I'm going to just drop it. And being that I didn't drop the whole pack, I wasn't worried about it, because when it comes time for that seed to be actually planted, I'll plant it. But I always try to drop a seed to see if I could get it to grow. It may not grow, and it's okay. I didn't put the whole pack of seeds out there. I just dropped in a few to see if it would actually do anything. So for the seeds that didn't germinate, I just say it wasn't their time. And when it is time, I'll drop them again. because I want some of that toothache plant. I want that growing in the garden. That might be a winter thing. I'm not sure. And chamomile, I don't know why it didn't come up. It might be a winter thing. Maybe it's a summer thing. I don't know. But I'll try it again. I'll try it again in the spring. It didn't come up now. Maybe it was too hot. Maybe I need to drop some more seeds when it get a little cooler. Or maybe the seeds that I already dropped will come up when the temperature drops some. But that's it. That's what's going on over here in Glory's Garden. I thank you guys for being here. And I'll see you guys later.